Good morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market alert for Tuesday, May 24th. The global markets are rebounding from yesterday's steep declines, and U.S. stocks may open slightly higher as investors try to look past the growing worries about Europe's sovereign debt problems. However, we're still seeing weakness in the financial sector, especially in the UK. Moody's Investor Service put 14 British banks on review for a possible downgrade as it reviews the level of government support factored into its ratings. Concerns about the debt crisis are still having a major impact on the credit markets as well. The cost of insuring Greek sovereign debt against default rose to a record, despite a pledge by the government to do more to reach its 2011 deficit target. The spreads on Spanish and Italian credit default swaps are holding steady after big increases yesterday.
Despite those concerns about sovereign debt and a possible slowdown in the global economic recovery, commodities prices continue to rise. And those gains are helping to prop up the stocks around the world. Crude oil is rising back near $99 a barrel after Goldman Sachs raised its forecast for oil prices over the next 18 months. The firm predicted that the shutdown of Libyan output will drain spare OPEC supplies, pushing Brent crude to $140 a barrel by the end of next year. Goldman's previous forecast was for $120 a barrel. Meanwhile, gold and silver are both moving higher as well, as the U.S. dollar backs off a bit from yesterday's gains. Gold is now trading at about $1,520 an ounce, while silver jumps back above the $35 mark. And speaking of commodities prices, J.M. Smucker said it will hike its retail coffee prices by 11% to compensate for an increase in raw material costs. The price hike will affect its Folgers and Dunkin' Donuts grocery store brands.
Keep an eye on shares of American International Group today. The bailed-out insurer and the Treasury Department will price a big offering of shares later this afternoon. The move is the first step in the government's effort to sell its majority stake in the company. Earlier this month, AIG said it planned to sell 100 million new shares of common stock, while the Treasury will sell 200 million of its own shares. At AIG's closing price yesterday of about $30 a share, the offering would raise about $10 billion. And eBay may also be in focus today. The online auction site will receive $2.4 billion from Microsoft's $8.5 billion purchase of Skype. The Wall Street Journal reports that eBay may use that money for acquisitions or share buybacks. And it says that any acquisitions would likely target technologies and companies that increase eBay's mobile capacities. Shares of eBay are set to open slightly higher after dropping nearly 3% yesterday.
Earnings news is moving a couple other stocks this morning. Shares of Medtronic are falling nearly 3% after its fiscal fourth quarter numbers missed Wall Street estimates. Net income at the medical technology company slipped 18%, despite a small increase in sales. But one of the day's biggest winners is likely to be GT Solar International. It's jumping nearly 15% in the pre-market after posting much better than expected profit and revenue figures. GT Solar also boosted its outlook for the coming fiscal year above analyst forecasts. After today's closing bell, we'll hear from Applied Materials, Take-Two Interactive Software, and TiVo. And later this morning, investors will get a look at data on April new home sales. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction.